Well, good evening, everyone. Michael, Soothing here. I thought what I would talk to you about this evening. By the way, I'm very, very sleepy, which I think makes for better ASMR because the more relaxed I am, the more relaxed you might be. But anyway, the reason I'm sleepy is because somebody in my household, there's only one other person in my household, who shall be remaining unnamed, a Filipina I know. Anyway, she decided that there should be a long, involved discussion last night till 3:30 a.m., even though we had to get up this morning at a certain time. But anyway, she says I'm kind of blaming, so I don't want to blame her. Anyway, I want to talk to you about healthy eating, legumes, and I think we're going to focus today on the superfood known as lentils. Lentils. These are called Fiesta. It looks very festive. I kind of like, wait a second, maybe I don't. Anyway, these are just kind of normal legumes, but they come in several normal lentils, I should say. Wait, let me put them over close to the microphone so you can hear them ear to ear. This side, and then this side. Lentils, because I'm over there. I don't do this too often, as you know, but I like to be a little bit ASMR-ish from time to time. See? Anyway, Joanne is trying to get me to eat super healthy like her. So she started making soup and stuff out of lentils, making them for salads. She's gone vegan for health reasons, and she's trying to get me to do the same. So I agreed to have some lentil soup. Here it is in my Ford mug. I promise I'm going to talk a little bit about lentils. I have this Ford mug because one of my daughters got it since one of my favorite cars before was the Mustang and an SVT that I had from Ford. I love that car. But if they're going to showcase Ford on this mug, why did they choose the Ford Maverick to do it? That's what I want to know. Anyway, I'm going to have to restart, people, because somebody just interrupted my video. Okay, now that she's here, I'm going to have her explain to you what she's showing me. There she is. That's her blood sugar. And it's her blood sugar after eating a bunch of meals, and so that's very good, but she was much, much higher a few weeks ago.
245, the highest.
245. Now what do you ascertain, what do you credit for this great improvement in health and blood sugar?
Vegan diet, low fat, lots of veggies and beans.
And fruits?
And fruits, little bit.
Okay, so she's working on being very healthy. She's going to make a video about it. Close it real quiet, thank you. And in her video, she's going to show the before and after results of her weight, blood sugar, and things like that. So, and she's coercing me to do the same. All right, so anyway, here we have our funky Ford Maverick, but I like this mug overall. And I'm going to have some vegan lentil soup here. As you can see, it's fully vegan except for all the mini chunks of ham that are in it, because that's my one exception. I need to have a little ham in my vegan soup. The only other exceptions is that I have sometimes fish and sometimes fried chicken, burgers and steak. But other than those things, sliced turkey and pastrami on a hoagie roll. But other than those things, I'm completely vegan now. So let me try this lentil soup and see if it's any good. I normally don't do mukbang, so pardon me if you hate mukbang videos. Very tasty. I promise not to eat through this whole video. Okay, I know the color is a little bit, off-putting, like split pea. By the way, I have a bag of split peas here also. It's the same brand. They look a lot like the lentils, but their nutritional superfood properties are not really as good. But the taste is very similar in a soup. What Joanne does with these is you have to soak these overnight, like say at least for 8 or 12 hours or something. And then they're ready to be rinsed off in a colander. Then you can put them on a salad if you want, or you can make them into a soup, which I don't really know how to do, but she does because she is the culinary expert. I'm going to have another bite of that. Quite tasty. I'll finish it off later because I don't want to be rude. And to round out my extremely healthy and fully vegan meal, I'll of course have an Easter egg Oreo cookie with purple filling, which I'm quite sure can suffice as my fruit group for today, because isn't cane sugar a fruit? I've never seen these before because they're egg-shaped. Let me show you. They're egg-shaped. They have a bunny on them, which is upside down. Poor bunny. He'll fall. And that's because he was standing at the South Pole, ready to fall off. Okay? And then there's this purple filling. Don't know if the video will show you very well the color, but for me it looks purple. It looks a little blue, I think, on the video. That tastes like an Oreo cookie, but with a slightly bluish purplish flavor. Alright, sorry for all that. If you hate eating sounds, I'm done with that. Instead, I'm going to find my information on lentils that I have here, which I dropped, of course. And I'm going to read to you everything you need to know about lentils, except it doesn't have everything you need to know. It just has some of the things you need to know. This is by Megan Ware, RDNLD. And it says lentils are a high protein, high fiber member of the legume family. Like a mini version of a bean, lentils grow in pods, and they come in red, brown, black, and green varieties. I saw good pictures of that on the computer, but I don't know if I'll have time to show you because I have a limited schedule this evening before I need to crash and sleep. Fast facts on lentils. Here are some key points. Lentils are an excellent natural source of folate and manganese. You know, before I go through all this and put you to sleep, I want to squeeze into the beginning part of the video what a couple of the superfood aspects of lentils are, according to my research so far. There's a guy with many videos on YouTube, and his site's called nutritionfacts.org, so you can look some of this up and watch some of his videos if you're interested. But I've looked at some of his material and many other places, and here's the bottom line. Besides being a very good source of fiber and certain minerals, what legumes do is, as a superfood, is they provide some of those, now I forget what you call them, phenylpropylanes, whatever that is. But what they do is they prevent you from absorbing other foods that are bad for you. They have an effect, for example, called the second meal effect. So they get down into your stomach, and it's so slow digesting this particular type of legume that the next, a lot of things just pass without digesting that you don't really want, like certain other carbs and fats and things. But additionally, that continues to work right into your next meal. So if you eat bad stuff the next meal, you'll get less calories and less absorption of the bad stuff you don't want. That's just one way to simplified way to explain what they do. But in large medical and scientific studies, it has been demonstrated that lentils and some other legumes are very, very good at protecting you from certain forms of cancer, protecting you from pre-diabetes, which I have to be careful of. And as a scientific-minded person, I'm watching the data that Joanne produces to show me how much she's improving certain metrics on this vegan diet, and I can see that it's working well for her. She's still eating the same number of calories. So that shows that there actually are benefits. She's only been doing it for about 2 weeks and has already shown a huge improvement in her blood sugar, which was getting way too high, by the way. So now she's much better than mine. So I have to take her seriously. What are some of the other benefits? Cardiovascular and heart benefits, and certain types of protection from dementia and so forth. which I'm concerned with. A reduction in, I believe, in fact, I know from the big studies I've read on that topic, Alzheimer's and dementia, legumes and lentils and certain seeds and nuts and some other things, fruits and vegetables, are protective against ROS, reactive, oxidative stress that occurs with other types in some of your cellular chain reactions in the brain and other parts of your body. So if you are interested in how that works, go see my video on Alzheimer's. I think I did it as a role play, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, let's move on and read a little bit more about lentils. Fast facts. Form excellent source of folate and manganese. Economical source of protein. Yeah, they're cheap, you know? You don't have to spend a lot. Your fruits and vegetables are going to be quite a bit. Joanne bought a big mango. Didn't she give me? Oh yeah. No, this is a papaya. She gave me a soap that smells just like a papaya and looks like a turtle shell or something. Kind of interesting. You know, flat earthers would say this is the shape of the earth, you know. Anyway, I told myself I'd make no reference at all to those brain dead people in this video, but anyway, lentils protect heart health, and that's important. You want a good heart. They are easy to prepare, versatile, and nutritious. You need a culinary expert who likes to make food, because I don't like soaking my food for... Hey, be quiet over there. There'll be none of that. No alerts while I'm doing my video, if you don't mind. Okay. Where was I? Speaking of memory lapses. I don't like doing the soaking thing, but Joanne doesn't mind. Okay. 100 grams of lentils cooked has only 116 calories, but they're highly nutritious, rich in protein, minerals, fiber, and important antioxidant elements. 9 grams of protein, 20 grams of carbohydrate, 8 grams of fiber. Gives you 45% of your daily allowance of folate, 36% for iron, 70% of your manganese. I hate it when I get short on manganese, don't you? 28% of your phosphorus, in case you want to light a match on your head. 58% of thiamine, 14% of potassium, and 127% of vitamin B6. Lentils are also a source of riboflavin, niacin, pantothenic acid, magnesium, zinc, copper, and selenium. They listed manganese here too, but that would be redundant, would it not? I like the sound of them in the bag, by the way. I find it highly relaxing to just... This is sort of like those squeeze balls that you do to relieve stress. A low-cost version is just get a bag of lentils and mess with it, right? And then you'll be okay. you'll feel much better. Consuming plant-based foods of all kinds is associated with reduced risk of many lifestyle-related health conditions. Many studies have suggested increasing consumption of plant food like lentils decreases obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and overall mortality. It decreases mortality? That sounds kind of exciting. Oh wait, it says mortality. Sorry about that. It decreases overall mortality while promoting a healthy complexion and hair, increased energy, which I want, and overall lower weight, which I also want. Alright, so heart health. The fiber, folic acid, and potassium in lentils all support heart health. According to the American Heart Association, increased fiber intake reduces LDL cholesterol, which is the bad cholesterol, okay, beyond what can be achieved by just a diet low in saturated fats alone. Not only is fiber associated with lower incidence of cardiovascular disease, but also a slower progression of the disease in those who have it. Let's see what else it says. I'm not going to read every single line because I have a few pages. But let's see what it says. When meat, a major source of saturated and trans fat, is replaced with a high fiber food like lentils, the risk for heart disease is further decreased. Okay, there's no danger, guys, of me becoming a vegan anytime soon, but I am going to try to cut down on my meat consumption and increase other proteins that are high fiber, like lentils, nuts, and seeds. You know, Carl's Jr. just came out with a new burger that's entirely plant-based, and it's really, really good. I've never had a plant-based burger that was good, and I've tried several, but this one's actually almost indistinguishable from a good beef burger. And what's the name of it at Carl's? Well, if you go there, you'll see. Of course, they charge a lot more for it, like $1 or $2 more, which is always the case with any kind of plant-based food, but if it's at a restaurant anyway. Burger King's gonna come out with a burger called the Impossible Burger, and that's the name of the company that markets it to them, because they're already selling it in other venues. And in blind taste tests, people cannot tell the difference between the Impossible Burger and real beef burgers. Now I have to go test this for myself, because I like to do verification and research and, form my own conclusion. So I'll do a blind taste test one day and give you the results. I'll do it as a video. I'll get a Whopper with cheese and an Impossible Burger with cheese from Carl's, and we'll do a blind test on both. I'll have Joanne be my assistant, so I don't know which is which. Alright, anyway. The United States Surgeon General, whoever that is, I wonder if they have medals and ribbons on their lab coat, recommends lowering meat consumption by 15%. Is that all? I have to lower mine by 50%. The potassium, calcium, and magnesium in lentils have been found to decrease blood pressure naturally. That's good also. And, it helps you with potassium. And they talk about how lentils play a role. Oh, this is quite important. Reduction of inflammation and inflammatory signaling. That's a culprit for all kinds of horrible diseases of almost every type. Alzheimer's, dementia, heart disease, arteriosclerosis, cancers, you name it, inflammation is involved. So it's good to have superfoods that will help you reduce that inflammatory response throughout your body. All right? Selenium is in lentils and not present in most foods. It helps prevent inflammation. It decreases tumor growth rates. It improves immune response to infection by stimulating the production of disease-killing T cells. It also plays a role in liver enzyme function and helps detoxify certain cancer-causing compounds in the body. Okay, I know you're saying, how do they know all this? I actually looked at the underlying studies they cite to make sure they're not just, giving me a line. But anyway, and we're doing our own experimentation with actual metrics and measurements of things like blood pressure, heart rate, blood sugar levels, and weight. Okay? So it's not enough to do anecdotal reporting. You have to get actual experimental data to see if it works well for you. Fighting fatigue. Lentils are a good non-hema source of iron, it says, which is good because if you cut down on beef, you need a source of iron. 1 cup of cooked lentils contains 1/3 of daily iron needs. And it goes on and says other things. By the way, they help you not feel hungry, I notice. And that's really important if you're someone who likes to eat. I don't know anything about liking to eat anything, but if I did, that would be an important factor, I think. Digestion, regularity, and satiety. Adequate fiber is a bulking agent. Fiber helps you increase satiety, which means I feel full, and reduce appetite, giving you a full feeling for longer. I can attest to this fact personally. Okay? The high fiber in lentils also helps prevent constipation because you don't want to be constantly pated. So prevent that constipation and promote regularity. That's just a buzzword for poop. Okay, so there are many, and by the way, they don't say it here, but how can I put this diplomatically? If you're prone to the buildup of certain flatularizing gases, okay, when you eat beans or legumes or lentils or peanuts or whatever, certain vegetables, if you slowly increase the rate of lentil consumption, your body will produce the proper enzymes and things to start digesting it without those unfortunate and unpleasant and unwanted side effects, okay? So it only takes a few weeks to make that adjustment. So all you have to do is send your spouse or loved one away for a few weeks while you're ramping up your lentil consumption. Now, types of lentils. There's brown lentils. Was that what I have here? I think I have brown lentils. I'm going to play with this bag while I read this last part, because we're almost done. They have a mild, earthy flavor and will become mushy if overcooked. These are best used in soups. There's French green lentils. These have a peppery taste and are better in salads due to their crunchy texture. Red lentils. These are common in Middle Eastern or Indian cuisine and are actually brown Masor lentils that have had their hulls removed. Poor lentils, they have no hull. They are most effective in purees and recipe thickeners. We're also having a lot more chickpeas, which is another superfood. You know, that's what you make hummus out of. And Joanne's been making homemade hummus and it's quite good. So here we go. Other types of lentils include beluga lentils, which resemble caviar and are more expensive, just like caviar, and white lentils, which are black lentils that have had the hull removed. Macachiados, I didn't say that right. Macachiados lentils are another option, and they have a distinctive, strong, nutty taste. They are often used in Mexican dishes. All right. I could go on for a while with more stuff about lentils, but my 30-minute time limit is up. And usually I make really long videos anyway, as you know. So I hope you're asleep by now. If you're offended by eating sounds, because I'm going to have another bite of this vegan ham lentil soup. Wow. Tastes just like split pea to me. Joanne makes some good soup, I'll tell you. That's as good or better than the very well-known Anderson's split pea soup. Okay. Why am I tapping on this? I don't know. All right, everybody. That will do it for this video. Until next time, don't ASMR and drive. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye for now.